unease or feelings of concern or uncertainty, maybe feelings of fear and some apprehension. And as Courtney has said, it's totally normal to have those feelings of anxiety. Where we get into some problems is when we aren't able to actually settle ourselves down and allow someone safe to help us when we feel anxiety. And so we should be able to feel anxious, but we should also be able to move through it. We're going to play a video. It's short and gets right to the point, but really helps to describe some of what we're talking about tonight.
You know what anxiety feels like. We all do. Everyone experiences anxiety in some way or another. It's something that connects all of us together. Why we feel anxiety and what it really is, that may surprise you. Without anxiety, we'd all be in serious trouble. As soon as your brain senses you're in danger, a little piece of it, called the amygdala, kicks in. It gets your body ready to react. That could mean fight, run away, or shut down. It's called the fight, flight, or freeze response. This reaction goes back millions of years to our distant animal ancestors. Animals whose amygdalae were more sensitive to danger were more likely to stay alive and off the menu. Over millions of generations, this developed into the system we all know as anxiety. So you see, anxiety itself is not all bad. But when there's no immediate life or death threat, and your amygdala keeps telling your body that you're in danger, that's when anxiety becomes a problem. Your amygdala doesn't know the difference between getting eaten and public speaking or failing a test. Human society has only existed for a relatively short time. It's messy and complicated and confusing, and our amygdalae just haven't had time to catch up. So sometimes, when we're in uncomfortable situations, our brains misread the risk and overreact. Our hearts beat faster and we breathe heavily, pulling more oxygen into our bodies. The muscles in our arms and legs tense up and fill with blood. Our skin perspires to cool us down. This would all be great if we needed to fight or run, but instead, we just feel tense and sweaty. Sometimes our minds go blank and we feel like we can't move or talk. That would be great if we needed to hide. Instead, we just feel stuck. When things trigger our anxiety, sometimes we try to avoid them, like our ancestors avoiding a predator. But that can cause problems when those triggers are important parts of life, like going to school or meeting new people, things that won't just give up and go away. So how does knowing all this help? Well, it starts with remembering what's really going on. There's nothing physically wrong with you. It's just your amygdala trying to tell you it thinks you're in danger, even if it gets confused about how much danger you're really in. Understanding why we feel anxiety is an important step in learning to manage it.
I love how this video opened up with saying that we all feel anxiety at times in our life, and that to feel the emotion of anxiety is to be human, as it happens to all of us. I know that I can personally relate to all of the different examples that video walked through of the types of things that your body can feel, that your heart feels, that your brain starts to think, the sweating of palms, the shaking, the feeling uptight, all of that type of sensation that goes on in your body. I know that I personally have felt those things at varying times in my life when anxiety or anxious moments come on. I also really appreciate how the video narrator said that feeling anxiety is something that connects all of us together. And, I feel what she's meaning to say is that emotions are something that are common to all of us as humans, and it's a way for us to connect with one another and the experiences that we have. The situations don't have to be exactly the same. The triggers don't have to be the same. The challenges don't have to be the same. But most often, the emotional responses that we have, those are very similar to emotional responses that other people have as well. So the fact that that can connect us to other people, hopefully as we work through the rest of the information tonight, we see how we might be able to be more understanding of others when they're feeling anxiety. And not just that, but to be more understanding and compassionate to ourselves when we are feeling anxiety ourselves.
You know what anxiety